Hey, welcome back to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, and trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so you can easily choose the best watch for yourself in the comfort of your own home. We offer the lowest prices anywhere online, and if you'd like to know the price, simply click on the links in the description below. We greatly appreciate if you purchase your next watch from us at JazzTime.com. Today we'll be taking a look at this Rolex Cellini date. This one, 39mm, all white gold assembly with its case, double bezels, with a black leather strap, silvered dial, Guilloche dial with a date, right? It's reference number 50519. I'll be going over all of these features, the case, the bezels, well, what there is to say about it, the crown functions, the dial, as well as the movement and the strap. And I'll be giving you my thoughts on these throughout this video. So starting off with this case, 39mm is the diameter. All right, the full diameter, the full width of this case from 2 o'clock to 8 o'clock position between my fingers and thumb, right? And also between the 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock position. That's another way to measure the case, same exact distance, same 39mm. You have the full, what is called the 18 karat white gold case here, right? Entirely, including the bezel, the crown, all of the entire assembly here is white gold, including the screw down case back and the winding crown. It's a flared screw down winding crown, all right? Different from what you'd find on a typical Rolex, all right? And the water resistance on this model, 50 meters or 165 feet below sea level. Again, you have a full 18 karat white gold assembly here, all high polish, as you can see on the front of these lugs, same as on the front of the case. You can't really see it because the bezel is in the way. And on the side of this case as well, nice high polish to really bring out the luster and the beauty of the white gold here. All right, now taking a look at the bezel on the front of this case, you have what is known as the double bezel here, both domed and fluted bezel here, the fluted being on the bottom, domed being on the top, going all the way around. All right, gives it a very interesting sort of resonating with the sunburst look, and the fact that they put the fluted bezel on the bottom as opposed to on the top really sort of gives this watch a more three-dimensional representation when you're looking at it face on, as if the bezel is continuing with the guilloche pattern of this dial, all right, just passing under the smooth domed portion of the top bezel. And speaking of this dial, we have the silvered guilloche dial. Has a bit of a sunburst pattern to it depending on how you look at it, all right, and depending on how I place it or angle it within my light box here. But the guilloche patterning is it's just extremely intricate and goes all the way down to the very center where the hands are situated on this dial. 18 karat white gold settings for all these index hour marks, sort of bisected by the sort of inner minute track to which the minute hand sort of grazes the outside. And you also have the 18 karat white gold Rolex crown at the 12 o'clock. You have a sort of subdial just for the date, and the date here is not really the typical date wheel that you would find at a Datejust or even a Submariner. It's its own separate small dial, all right? So going on to the functions of this watch, probably driven crazy by the fact that the seconds hand is not moving, so we'll fix that. So when you're at a dead stop like this, simply unwind the crown at the 3 o'clock position, and this allows you to just wind the watch at the base position. So about 20 to 30 full winds will get you to the full power reserve. Just wind it several times to get started if you're at a complete dead stop. All right, and as you can see, that seconds hand has actually started up, so very good there. And once you start feeling the damping or the resistance starting to ramp up on the winding crown, that's when you know you can stop because you've reached the full power reserve, all right? Pull the crown out to the next position. This allows you to actually move the hour hand separately from the minute and the seconds hand. And what this does is that it allows you to sort of take advantage of a GMT style function like what you would find in the GMT Master 2, but this is sort of based on the assumption that the Cellini date is worn by people who are typically sort of like the sky dweller type of people, those who generally change time zones because they have to go to important business meetings in different areas of the country, for example. And so this actually proves to be a very useful function for that purpose. But not only can you do that, can you adjust the hour like this, you can also adjust the date. And if you saw right there, I advanced the date by 1. So there's no quick set date function here, but this is the quickest setting of the date. As you can see, as I'm moving the hour hand around, I'm advancing the date by 1 every 24 hours. And this is how you can tell, which side of noon you're on, AM or PM. All right. So that's how that works. Pull the crown out to the final and only other position, and you can advance the minute hand or move the minute hand back. It also stops the seconds hand for the precise time setting, giving you the hacking function, so you can then place the minute hand precisely wherever it needs to go. And thanks to the fact that the minute track on here is actually going through sort of like the middle of these index hour marks, makes it incredibly easy to set the time. So if you ever need to do any like minute adjustments, you can do so very easily. And thanks to the flared crown here, it makes it incredibly easy to do the fine tuning, because the larger the crown, the easier it is to handle something with a very, very tiny bit of a give and take based on the movement of that minute hand. All right. So once you have it placed precisely wherever it needs to go, press the crown back in to start that seconds hand, and screw the crown tightly back against the case to ensure the water resistance. All right, and also keep in mind that on the front of this case, we do have something that's not really common either among Rolexes, is that it has a domed sapphire crystal. It's not flat like what you would find on other typical Rolex models. So that's another very big difference from the other lines within the Rolex catalog. All right, so what makes all of the internal functions work here is the in-house made movement from Rolex, the 3165 caliber. Now keep in mind, you can't see through the case back. Even though this is considered to be a higher end watch, all white gold, you still get your white gold content through the solid case back. This allows you to basically also protect the movement as well. It gives you the ±2 second per day time differential after casing with the center hour, minute, and seconds hands, instantaneous date with the sort of rapid-ish setting, not the quick set, but pretty fast actually, and the stop seconds for precise time setting. All of those functions I had just demonstrated using the winding crown. The oscillator on the inside features a paramagnetic blue parachrome hairspring. So that basically means you can get relatively close to magnets or circuitry and the like, even just a refrigerator really, and you can basically know that this will not be affected when it comes to the timekeeping ability of the movement. All right, just keep in mind, this is certainly a dress watch, the dressiest of dress watches from Rolex. So there's no Paraflex shock absorbers, meaning that you probably wouldn't take this sporting anyway. So don't take any unnecessary bumps when you don't need to. All right. The winding on the inside does come with a bidirectional self-winding perpetual rotor center mounted. That basically means that you can just wind the watch, as I showed earlier, manually using the winding crown, and just putting it on your wrist will allow the perpetual rotor to spin in place, which then charges the mainspring barrel, which then charges the watch without you ever having to actually turn the winding crown ever again, assuming that you're within the maximum power reserve, that being approximately 48 hours. So basically 2 whole days that you can set this watch down and without having to actually wind it thereafter. So keep that in mind. If you're wearing this on a daily basis, no problem. If you wear it every other day, no problem. Just keep in mind that if you set it down for 48 hours, say late Friday evening, you'll have to pick it back up late Sunday evening and give it a nice wind to be ready for Monday morning. Not that that would be an issue for most people. All right, so taking a look here at the strap here, you have a black leather strap, large alligator scales at the very top, sort of tapering down as you go down closer to the end of the strap. The scales themselves get smaller, right? And also you have a sort of internal, almost like calfskin type of leather on the inside, genuine alligator of course. All right, and looking up here at the sort of buckle area, you do have 2 miter loops, the outer one being the most adjustable based on your wrist size of course. All right, and taking a look at how all of this works, just it's pretty self-explanatory. If you've ever had a watch with a strap, it basically works the same way. Pull it to release it, and there you go. And also, this pin buckle is also in 18 karat white gold as well, with the Rolex crown logo at the very tip, right? And I believe underneath, yes, you do have the hallmarks showing you that it is, in fact, white gold. All right, and while I'm here, I can actually show you how it wears on my wrist, 7 inches in circumference here. So for me, if I were to size this perfectly in my wrist, it would be at the smallest setting. So stock straps would probably fit people with generally larger wrists, because this is generally a larger size watch. All right, so let's get focused in there. All right, and on my wrist, 7 inches, 39 millimeters is a bit on the big end for me. And again, when it comes to the strap here, it's generally made for people with larger wrists, because this is at the smallest setting again for me. But anyway, I can still wear this. I can still recommend this for anyone, you know, even maybe like 6.5 inch wrist size. That would still be okay. It may be a little bit looser, but that's fine, because when you look at it straight down, no space under the lugs, and the leather strap hugs my wrist perfectly. So if you like to wear it a little bit looser and you have a 6.5 inch wrist, you'll be just fine with this on. All right, and looking at it straight on, not a huge issue, because even though it is a big case, the straps do show very prominently because of the black coloration here, sort of being the dark, matching the dark shades within the guilloche dial, especially the index hour marks. So it actually does suit this watch very well. I think much better than the tobacco colored version. All right, so having a fully monochromatic presentation here just really brings all of this color design and, you know, all the elements here together very nicely. And looking at it straight on as well, incredibly easy to read because of the sort of lance-shaped hands there. The way that they are shaped there, they're sort of angled at a distance, or angled, which makes them very easy to read depending on your lighting condition. And you know, if you're looking at it straight on, incredibly easy to read. At an angle, it gives a very distinct, very classy look as well, because it's all 18 karat white gold in this presentation here. So no tarnishing, and it looks absolutely beautiful at any angle. All right, so that's enough. That's basically all I've got to say about this watch. What do you guys think about this watch? Let us know down in the comments below what you think about this Rolex Cellini date, the 39 millimeter with all white gold presentation, with the silver index dial and black leather strap. Let us know down in the comments below. Be sure to hit the like button on this video if you learned something or enjoyed it at all. And subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell notification so you can be notified when we go live with another video like this one. And as always, if you'd like to purchase this watch or any other watch, visit our store at jazztime.com. Links in the description below, where you can get this and any other watch for the lowest possible price anywhere online. If this one happens to sell, and we don't have another one on our desk, we'll find another one for you, no problem. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to Model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page, where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.